Hello and welcome to Spiritual Dating Mastery, the place to look at the big picture about your love and dating life, how to succeed, avoid pitfalls, avoid crazy situations. And on that vein, today's news article that we're looking at is The Strange Rise of Women's Level Up Communities by Juliana Stewart, Evie Magazine. I do have to say, I agree with the headline that it is a strange rise. And let's take a quick read. There has been a massive rise in women's feminine level up communities on the internet in recent years. The communities are full of women looking to, quote, level up their looks, relationships, and overall outlook on life, which on the surface sounds pretty good, right? Self-development, introspection, becoming more attractive, a more attractive version of who you are now, getting to the next level, taking your life to the next level, stuff that men should practice, stuff that women should be focusing on more, as opposed to just spending all your life on Instagram and getting those little dopamine rushes when people like your photos, and some of this unproductive behavior. Sounds great. What am I missing? So they're done with dating men who are okay with women being the breadwinner, and they're done with 50-50 relationships. Instead, they're pro-hypergamous. In other words, they want to date or marry up. They want to be with a rich man, and they aren't ashamed of it. So, there are many reasons why women join these communities. Some have tried doing the 50-50 thing but got burned out and resent their exes because of it. Other women have helped men build throughout their 20s, 40s, only for the guy to leave once he achieved a certain status level. Usually the guy leaves them for a much younger woman. These two groups are hurt and don't want to repeat the same mistakes. Others join because they're just not attracted to the average man. They want a luxurious life but don't want to help a man build his empire. Some women believe it's wise to marry up because they think it guarantees a safe future for them and their offspring. Other women find the pressure of competing in the market or climbing the corporate ladder too difficult and have come to the decision that the only way they'll get rich is by marrying a rich man. Finally, there are just the gold diggers who aren't ashamed of who they are. Then the article continues, is it wrong to want these things? What I'll say is, first of all, like attracts like. And so if there's materialistic men who all they care about is building that empire and making as much money as possible, it's a possibility that you may attract women in your life who only care about getting a piece of that action, right? And I'm not shaming you if you want to focus on your career, sure. But if the energy, the vibe that you're sending out is that the only thing that matters to you is just making that cheddar, that's a little bit of an imbalance, and sometimes you bring the wrong people into your life. So, for example, if you're a man who thinks that the money equals attraction, money equals power, money is the most important thing, you will potentially start drawing women into your life who are looking for money and also place value on that. And it's okay to put value on those things to some extent, right? You need money, it sucks to be poor, and it's good to succeed in a career. But really, if you want to have a spiritually fulfilling life, then you need to look at greater, more aesthetic things in your life as well. Pursuits of knowledge, pursuits of finding inner happiness, inner peace. Don't build a foundation made of mud. Build a strong foundation that you can pursue inner happiness and growth. And do that along with making money. So why am I bringing this subject up in that context? Because these are women who are kind of like, they are coming from that extreme, but just on the different side of the opposite side of the gender spectrum. And they don't want to feel ashamed that they want a provider and they want a free ride. And they're also fulfilling a kind of biological imperative, which is to marry up, to find the highest status, most best provider. The issue with this strategy is that there's not enough men to go around, and there's always going to be the next best product. And then the next issue is that it means looking for a mate based upon these, again, superficial criteria. So you're not looking for connection, you're not looking for energy, you're not looking for compatibility, you're looking for status and you're looking for money and career. And what this inevitably ends up happening is creating a situation that where you don't actually love that person, and it will fall apart. So the reason these women are so burned is because they've done this strategy in the past, and those marriages, relationships didn't work out, or they got dumped for a younger woman because they married a guy whose primary focus in life is ascending to, get more status, get more money. And when you're around men like that, I've seen that they don't hesitate to dump out the wife for a younger model, because they're seeing everything in that materialistic lens, which I don't think that's a good way to go through life. But it's any surprise that you get you get a very materialistic man and very materialistic woman together in a relationship, and it ends up not working out because there's not going to really be intimacy in that relationship. So what do these women do? They double down on what didn't work in the past, and they're putting those standards back out there again and joining groups to collectivize and strategize about the sexual marketplace and how to succeed, kind of like men do in the pickup artist community. So the men do a variation of this in terms of short-term getting the girl. We call them layers back when I was in school, but guys coming together to talk about their pickup strategies, which layer, couldn't think of a more creepy noun to describe that practice. But anyway, I digress. So this is just women doing the same thing from their perspective. The issue, finally, though, is that there's not enough men to go around. So yeah, I guess, in this competitive marketplace, if they want the top 10 or 20% of men, number one, those men are looking for younger women. They've already made it. They've already succeeded. So they have access in their mind to, 40-plus-year-old men, 50-year-old men can date the 20-year-olds who are basically doing what these women are doing, but they're much younger and they have the bodies that they want. So those men are already shopping around. So if there's women in these groups who happen to be attractive 20-something women, then I think they have a shot. But when you get past a certain age, then they're not going to have much luck pursuing this strategy, because the men that they're looking for, they're placing the same standards on the women, which is materialistic, status-based, and they're going to want the youngest, prettiest model possible. Now, if you want a relationship that's going to succeed and it's going to work out, then you do it based upon chemistry, you do it based upon vibing things out, the energy, and how you get along with people, mutual attraction, and you work on those elements. And then when you do that, then it's possible, a man could be in his 40s or 50s and be dating women in their 20s and 30s because there's just that attraction. I've seen that in my own life a dozen or more times with women that I've known who are in their, when I was in school, I would see women I knew in their 20s who were very beautiful, having boyfriends in their 40s. And it wasn't because of the money. It was because, these were men who had a lot of masculine qualities and very attractive. And I knew a guy, I knew this really hot girl. She was like half Vietnamese, half Cherokee Indian. And she was dating a dude who was like in his late 30s. And she was like 22, maybe 23. And this guy was a dishwasher in his late 30s. But he was just kind of a tough guy, Gave her a strong sense of, like masculine power in her life. I don't know whatever became of them. It was a strange thing, but they were together for a long time. And it just goes to show you, like there's men who place all their emphasis on this power and money because they think that's the only way they'll be able to keep dating women who are younger, who are, for example, in their 20s. And so that becomes their only, because they've never escaped that paradigm. They think that's the only way to bring women who are younger into their life. Is I have to dangle money on a string, and then it works. They get gold diggers into their life, and then something in the worst case scenarios, those gold diggers win. They get married, they don't do prenups, they get divorced, and then those gold diggers end up with the man's empire who gets kicked to the curb. But the men who fall into that trap, at this point, you're kind of asking for it. So my final conclusion about all this is it's all toxic. Level up communities, this stuff is toxic. When men do it in their own version, it can get pretty toxic. But what's not toxic is the face of it, which is leveling up, getting better with your looks, relationships, and outlook on life. Great, take your life to the next level. But don't do it if the goal is to become a shameless gold digger. Probably not a good idea. All right, so thanks for watching my take on this. Again, if you want positive takes in the dating world, the men's advice world, and you like taking the white pill and looking at optimistic angles to succeed in these areas, then I encourage you to hit that subscribe button. You can also work with me one-on-one. My email is down below. That's it for today's video, and I'll see you next time.